What's up?
Nothing much, man. So I got a young audience, so I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
Well, for those who don't know me, I'm the guy that that do all of the hip hop fraternity. I'm like the uncle of hip hop. I work with 50 Cent, Pimp. That's me in the PIMP video. That's me on Lil Jon album. I was on Two Heads. I was on 5 of Pimps album plus the UGK album. I was on 5 of Pastor Detroit albums. So those guys are a little old too, you know what I'm saying? But currently what we're doing is, we basically, bringing all the brothers and sisters together, that believe in hip hop. I often say, Italians got spaghetti and meatballs, Mexican got tacos and enchiladas, and the Chinese got shrimp fried rice. We got hip hop. That's our culture. That's part of their culture. So that being said, we help cultivate America because the second largest export in America is hip hop. So, I teach young people about cryptology, about NFTs, about NFCs, about ASCAP, BMI, TuneCore, CSAC, all the things they need to know, EPKs and copyrights, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm also the guy that signed Boosie to his book deal. I'm the guy that signed Ice-T to his book deal. I'm about to sign Jack Hollow. Yeah, the white boy, Lake, shout out to Lake, his manager. So I do a lot of the behind the scene things, a lot of time, a lot of money being made and some big deals, you may see my name connected to it. I'm the guy that did the Pimps Up, Hoes Down. I brokered that. We did that way back in the day with HBO. That was the first deal I did. Yeah, then I did American Pimp with the Hughes brothers, you know what I'm saying? I got 5 movies of my own, a couple of them right here. I got 2 books, The Art of Human Chess and the 48 Laws of Game, Pimpology.
Originally, you're from Chicago.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then later on in life, you moved to Milwaukee. At the age of
14.
14. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So, what do you remember from your time growing up in Chicago?
Well, I remember the projects, I remember the rats, the roaches, I remember my brothers pissing on me and shit because we all had to sleep in the same bed. I remember, playing with the kids, we didn't have no playground, it was all concrete, we didn't have grass and shit. I remember, throwing rocks at the cars, as they go past and shit, and putting tires and shit in the middle of the street so people could have accidents and busting bottles and shit. All the shit you do in the project, hanging clothes up and shit, because you couldn't afford to clean it, so we washed our own clothes. When they say I'm hanging in and wear clothes like the projects, that's what we talk about. Walking up and down Madison Avenue, walk up and down Michigan Avenue, State Street, selling, begging people for quarters and shit. We used to cut the flowers and shit out the yard and put the flowers in with a little case of sodas coming. We used to sell the flowers, sell those for the church. Excuse me, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to hell for that, but we used to just sell. Just doing all kind of crazy shit, man. And then finally, we went to the school up there. We had fun, going to school. I was just telling them today that like on one side of the project you had the Vice Lords, the other side of the project you had GDs. So it might be people from 3 different gangs. You go 2-3 blocks and you're in different gangs. So I grew up in that gang culture. And I was there, with Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford, and I was walking up and down the streets, on 63rd Blackstone Avenue. You used to see them dudes, in the main 21s, all this gang banging shit when it first originated. But it was more like a after-school program. I remember we used to go. They say the Blackstones was having a after breakfast program where we go and they go to breakfast. The Black Panthers, all of them. Mm-hmm. All that shit was in Chicago back then. Nation of Islam walking around selling bean pies and all that shit. Dudes coming into our project with the little bow ties and shit. The suits on. Mm-hmm. All that shit was every day in the project. Then you go to Ida B. Wells, you can go to down there on Division at the Caprina Green, and it's just the same old shit, man. Just a bunch of, what I would call economic depression, abject poverty. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of impoverished people in Chicago. So going to Milwaukee was a different scene. Because they had houses and, my auntie now they they had grass and shit, so it was a different scene. It was a transition. My mother, she was from Tupelo, Mississippi, and she always wanted to get, out of Chicago because it was a little bit too fast for her. But my daddy was a player. He was a hustler, street nigga, so he loved the shit.